It's very striking to me to see that even though we have one of the weakest retirement programs in the developed world here in the United States, even though Social Security is insufficient to protect people's financial security, people keep trying to cut it in various different ways. There was the chain CPI, which the president agreed with the Republicans was a wonderful idea to cut Social Security benefits. It would have been, in fact, a pretty harsh benefit cut. He got pushback from his own party and his own base and took it out of his latest iteration of his budget, although we hear it's still on the table. Most Americans, as you may or may not know, you certainly know if you're a regular watcher of this program, most Americans would like to see their Social Security benefits expanded, not cut. Cutting Social Security is a very unpopular idea. It's a very bad idea economically in a number of ways. But it's still happening. It's happening in ways we don't see. So I did a little digging this week on the subject of what I call invisible Social Security cuts. And what I mean by that is administrative cuts, cuts to the administrative budget, which result in people not receiving their benefits in a timely fashion or sometimes not at all. Now, why would people do that? If you've earned the benefit, if you have a right to it, if it's paid for out of its own funds and can't contribute to the overall deficit, why would this happen? Well, first we'll talk a little bit about how these invisible cuts work. If you were one of the people who used to receive a statement in the mail that said, based on your earnings thus far, your benefits, should you retire at age 65, would be X per month until your death. Did you ever get one of those? I know I did, and other people have as well. Have you got one lately? I know I haven't. Neither have other people. Why? Because it was decided to eliminate the mailing of these benefits from the Social Security budget. How much did that save? Well, we got big fanfare about this. We're saving $70 million a year. Well, $70 million a year is nothing. And here's why. Because Social Security is it may be the most efficiently run benefit program in the entire country. You look at employer retirement programs, for example, let's say a 401k. The money manager alone on a 401k charges anywhere from 2.5% as a fee on up, even though they don't do any better than the stock market as a whole. You could just throw that into a stock market fund, or do anything, just to index it to the stock market in some way, not have these people not pay the 2.5%. It would do just as well. So these guys are skimming 2.5% off the top, plus their administrative costs for the employer and everything. Total administrative costs of Social Security, less than 1%. Incredibly efficient program. So why do we need to keep cutting it? It's actually too low at this point. The waiting time for Social Security disability benefits, for example, is more than a year. Now think about that for a second. You pay Social Security insurance if you pay a payroll tax every week. In return for that Social Security index payment, that FICA tax, in return for paying that, you're supposed to get disability insurance if you're disabled. It helps children, it helps adults, it helps families. It's something we've all agreed as a society we should have. Yet if you get injured and there's a question about it, or the facts are not clear, the medical condition is not clear, you have to go without a check for more than a year because they're saving 0.001% on the administration by laying off government workers in these field offices, which is where they're doing the layoffs now and are planning to do more. Really? First of all, it's never a great idea to lay anybody off in an economy like this. But so that disabled people can go without their benefits, is that something we want to do? Wait times, the connect times, the ability to get through on the telephone when you call in to find out something about your Social Security benefits, that's doubled. So let's get this right. They're cutting back. They're not sending out those mailings anymore. They're cutting back on the field offices where you used to be able to go in and get a statement of your benefits or your number or a new card. It's twice as hard to get through to anybody on the phone. And they want to cut even more. Now, they're saying the answer to all of this, I didn't get to write about this, but they're saying the answer to all of this is, well, everybody's going to do it on the internet. See, here's the problem with that. Only 57% of people over 65, which is the primary Social Security population, are on the internet. Older people are less comfortable about using the internet than everyone else. Not only that, but they don't trust the internet as a group, as a culture, as a subset of the population. And by the way, recent events have suggested they're pretty smart that way. They're onto something. And look, I'm pretty good with the internet. Okay, I mean, I kind of make a living with it. Okay, I understand the internet pretty well, but after I wrote a piece this week, it's called "Invisible Social Security Cuts: What You Don't See," or what you don't see is what you get, or I forget what I called it. But after I wrote this piece, I decided to try to get on the internet myself because I pride myself at being pretty good on this. So I went to the link that Social Security provides to sign up, and they asked me, well, which of the follow they asked me a bunch of questions like, which of the following 4 addresses have you used in the last 14 years? And did you take out a loan in December 2012 for an auto? Yes, no. If so, was it with yeah, have you taken out a car loan? Because I have. You don't know who the financer on the car loan is. You go into the dealer, you fill out the paperwork. If you qualify for the loan, you want to take a loan. I bought a used car, by the way. But if you qualify for the loan, you get the loan. You don't know who the financing company is. I tried to fill it out. Here's what I got when I hit click. We're sorry. We have suspended electronic access to your personal information. We tried to match the information you provided with our records, but we're unable to do so. You may try to access your electronic information again after 24 hours. What if I need that form today? Lower income people need those benefit verification forms so that they can collect food assistance and feed their kids. You may try again after 24 hours. And by the way, you may blow it again after 24 hours. Please verify your personal information again before trying to use this online service. Okay, so I realized afterwards I didn't know the name of the bank that underwrote my car loan. And there was one place when I was moving from one apartment to another where I used a PO box, and they used the PO box as an address. This is what we're going to depend on as the future of Social Security. This is why we're keeping people from the benefits they've earned and worked for all their professional lives? Gosh, I don't think so. That's the invisible Social Security cut. We'll be right back. I'm RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.